We got a visitor. Rocco the cat's here. You gotta move, kitty, kitty. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Here we are. Here we are. Look, I'm on a coaster. All right, Rejects the book by Joe Bloom. Go buy it. Go buy 10 copies and pass them out to anybody you know who wants to get into caricatures. I've probably done a video on this in the past, but Caricature Rejections is definitely something that happens to every caricature artist. So, you're not going to prevent it. But, there he goes. I don't know where you get the book. I forget where. Rejects. Just Google Rejects the book. All right, a very interesting book. It's all too often that a good caricature goes unappreciated. Exaggeration and likeness are a dangerous combination that can repel the average theme park visitor and even ruin a day. Most interesting dynamic live characters. You never see a frame, let alone the trip home. Sometimes they wind up in a garbage can. I always say, I'm happy if it makes the refrigerator. So this is Joe Bloom. You got some comments by the great Tom Richmond, and Steven Silver. Go get the book. Basically, these caricatures are awesome. I think a lot of these are done in a retail situation. I am not a retail artist, full disclosure, but I've done a few fairs, local fairs in the Albany area, and I learned a lot. Definitely learned a lot. I'm more of an event artist, so I haven't had I've had maybe 2 rejections as a gig artist, but it seems to be a thing in retail, and I will say why, and I think it's the answer to that is because the customer is actually a paying customer, and they want to get their value worth, their money's worth, whereas an event artist, the party host has already, paid your fee. So it's free to the guests. They're not paying for it. So I deal with a lot of people who are already getting a free caricature, and we've been paid by the party host. This is great. I just want to go over some head shapes here. Head shape is the most important thing. As you can see, my head shapes, that's me compared to their head shapes. His head shapes are way more interesting, and I aim to be somewhat good as Joe Bloom. I mean, look at that tooth, and the neck is all one, and the hat is perfect. Her little arms are perfect. Yeah, they rejected this one. Reject. When he gives it the reject stamp. Look at the texture on this guy's face. How do you get that? It's almost like the 5 o'clock shadow. How does he do that? God, I suck. Just when I think I'm okay, I'm getting better, my work's improving, I look at this Joe Bloom and I'm like, man, I suck. Check this out. I thought he might take a swing at me upon seeing the piece, but instead they both laughed out loud. Look, honey, it looks just like you. Look at the veins on his baby's forehead. This was a reject. as you can see there. Again, I don't want to give away the whole book. I want you to go buy it. I want to show you some of my favorite. This is probably my favorite head shape I've ever seen on a caricature. Look at that guy. He probably looks exactly like that too, you know? And that chin on her chin. And I can just totally see this couple at a fair or at a theme park. I totally can. And I love the way they draw their clothes, man. I got to work on my clothing for sure. This is a reject. This falls nearly under the first rule of retail caricature. Thou shalt not successfully sell a drawing of a female with a prominent underbite. Oh, man. Well, oh well. That was a reject. See? Reject stamp. I love this head shape. God, I got to be more like this. But I am, I don't know, I want to say a safe artist or cute. I draw kind of cute, kind of Disney style. I was practicing on these coasters because I have a coaster gig, and I was practicing with a Sharpie on here. That's not as deep and pronounced as the chart pack. Let me get the chart pack marker to show you. Here, these are chart packs. So you get these and you're good. I just don't like, I did a whole video on these. They bleed a lot. I think they bleed a lot. So if you, my idea on using the chart pack is I'll use it after it's been used for a while. But anyway, that's mine. So this is a book on rejects at the caricature stand. That is awesome. I mean, I can tell you right now, these both probably looked exactly like the kids. What's this say? Mom loved these two and Dad hated both. Yeah, these are brothers here. So that's what happened. You know, you get, here's the problem. You get people who don't know what caricature is. And a lot of people don't know what they look like or what their kids look like. I really think that. And they think we're out to just insult, and we're not. I'm just doing these videos to help promote caricature as a real art form and entertainment. It falls more under entertainment, kind of like stand-up comedy or what do you call that type of comedy where they just shoot from the hip? Improv. Yes, improv. Thank you on the live comments there. Thank you. Babies are really tricky to draw, and Joe Bloom has really done well. Look at that. The hands. Babies, I realize, don't have any necks. So don't draw a baby with much of a neck. This actually looks like a neighbor of mine. Let me see. I don't want to give away too much of these because I want you to go buy it. I want to show you some of my favorites. Okay. Yeah, I think he'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. I'd actually laughed if they did that to me. I really love the shape of this girl's face with the straight jawline. This is used for in Disney. Curved lines mixed with straight lines is like appealing to the brain. Disney artists have figured this out, and I have it. It's in Jim Vanderkyle's book. The best part about this one is that buckle and that tongue. Look at that tongue. God, how's he? And that hand at that angle. Man, he's drawing these live? I don't know, man. Okay, here's what it says. This baby was drawn from a photo. Just draw him how he is, the mother said. She loved it despite the subtly crossed eyes and giant alien baby cranium. Well, good. I'm glad she paid for it. Visors are tricky, too. Shamar Sampson. Hi, Mark. Hey, Shamar. Hey, were you the one from India or Macedonia? Because I looked them up on the map. Or no, Guyana. I forget. I can't remember who's from where. Macedonia is really, North Macedonia is very far away from India, so I didn't know where you were from. What do you think of this space. That's an awesome face right here. You got to get this book, Shamar. Okay, just to show you again, it's called Rejects: The Extreme Art of Retail Caricature by Joe Bloom. Get Joe Guyana. Okay, I did look up Guyana. Where is that? South America, right? Yeah, you guys got an awesome color flag, like a blue and yellow state flag, I think. Awesome. Let's see what else we got in here. Yeah, this is worth showing. Wow, look at this head. The hat, how he squeezed that head underneath that hat. Shamar, what do you think it is? Do you have this book? Have you heard of this book? And will you get this book? I urge you to get this book, Shamar. Go on Google and just type in Rejects: The Extreme Art of Retail Caricature. You need this book, Shamar. And I love how he squeezed the head under there with the huge nose. Good faces, yeah. Shamar with the Mona Lisa emoji. What's this say? She complained that she looked too silly. Well, yeah. You know, that brings me to an interesting topic. At my cartoon gig last night, I had this lady say, "I'm hold my spot, hold my spot. I'll be right back." And then she like left and then came back and then butted in front of people saying she was next. And I apologized to the people who were sitting there, and I actually took my time with them, and then really rushed through her caricature because I was a little annoyed with her. And she said she's moving all around. And you know what she says? Well, do I have to sit still? Do I have to look at you? I said, yes, you do. And her two sons started laughing. I said, this is a caricature. I don't know about this. I just don't see that. I don't see faces like that. But I do see faces like this. This is really extreme. I just don't want to insult people. Maybe if I become sour enough, I would do it. Let's see what this says. The mother of this girl was kind enough to tell me that her daughter would probably kill me if she saw this drawing, yet she understands and appreciates what I do. This is what I like to call a respect reject. Very cool. Let's see. Again, I don't want to give away. I want you to go buy it. Oh, man, there's so many good caricatures in here, guys. This is probably one of my favorite ones in the book. Look at this guy. Here's a trick. Really shrink certain features and enlarge the head. If someone's got small eyes, you don't want to just draw small eyes. You want to make the other things bigger around them. But man, he really got that good. Look at that neck, huh? Okay, we're coming up on some good ones here. Okay, here we go. Now, if someone drew your baby like that, yeah, they'd probably reject it. I know he's having fun. Let's read what it says. This little girl was cute. Nobody wants to make a mother cry, but she was apparently the only one in the crowd who did not like it. All right. I don't draw like that, but it's okay for what, I mean, Joe Bloom can pull it off, but it was rejected. This is one of my favorites in here, this girl, and the son, or the daughter, I can't tell. I don't know. Let's read it. I always exaggerate this space between the nose and the mouth. If I see somebody, it's hard to spot that space when it's very big. But when it is, you can get away with really stretching that and exaggerating that. Let's read it. Once she saw the drawing, her buddy nature turned once she saw the drawing, her bubbly nature turned to tears. She ran away as her mother told me she wouldn't let her nephew buy it, even though he wanted to. They came back a few minutes later between choking sobs and asking why I made her fat and made people laugh at her. I tried to explain, but it didn't really sink in. Sometimes guests just don't know what to expect, and just as often, they really shouldn't get a caricature. On the other hand, he loved it. Live comments. Mark, how much should I charge for a caricature? Well, it depends, Shamar. Are you a retail artist at a booth at a store or at a caricature stand? Here in America, in New York State, upstate New York, we charge about $15 black and white, $20 for color. That's just head and shoulders, and if you want the full body, you charge $25 to $30. Now, if you're talking about selling caricatures online, like I know you asked me about Facebook Marketplace. So that would be a commissioned caricature, an illustrated caricature. You should charge a little more for that, like $50 to cover your shipping. And you can put it in a tube and ship it. That's what I used to do. I don't do a lot of commissions. It's too much haggling and hassling back and forth. Because I can get into that if you want. Um, but I have had so many people want so many changes. Could you make the nose bigger? Could you do this? Could you do that? So I avoid commissions and illustrations. I totally avoid them. I really do. That's just me. So I'm just a gig artist. I just do events. Okay, I'm about to show you my favorite caricature in this whole book. And I'm skipping through because I don't want to show you, I want you to buy his book. Wait till you see this caricature. Okay, you ready? Of this couple. Oh my God, and this one. This is my favorite caricature in this whole book. There's so much going on here for this drawing. Everything was exaggerated perfectly, even the eyeglasses. Thanks for the tip, Shamar says. You're welcome, Shamar. I hope that helps you out. What do you think of these, Shamar? Look at this face. So, when you look at a face, when someone sits down in front of you, the number two or three thing I always say, number one or two I say that I learned from Tom Richmond is, where is the widest part of the face? Where is the widest part of the face? So that on this girl, on this young lady is right here. Now on this guy, it's right here. And he's long in the face. On this lady, the widest part of her face is here. This caricature has so much going for it, especially her. I love it. I love the lips. I love the closed eyes. I love the T shape. The eyes and the nose form the letter T. And above all, I love the shadow under the glasses, on the eyes. And I like the white in the glasses. Yeah, I just noticed that. Thank you for pointing that out. So when you're drawing, Shamar, you got to leave that white space open. Or you could add it, but it's harder to add it, with a white colored pencil or a white marker. So just try to leave the white, which is the paper, which Joe is brilliant at doing. These are amazing. I don't think I'm ever going to be this good. One can only hope, right? The other good thing about this is the little bump on the shirt right here, and the little design on this shirt, and the wrinkles on the shirt. It's brilliant. And the shadow under this guy's chin is great, and the shadow on the front of the chin is good, and the bushy eyebrows, and the sideburns, and even the hair on the back of the neck, and the tiny eyes. Brilliant, brilliant. Let's read what this young lady said here. Okay, I truly expected this young woman to tell me where to shove my markers, but she and her family loved the humor. See that? Wow, they love the humor. Cool. So you never know. You got to feel the person out. I feel the person out to see what I can get away with, if I can push it in this direction. But But normally, I'm guilty of playing it safe, like this. This is me. And I tend to draw in a cute manner. I want to please the average customer. I do want to get to this level. It's just a tough thing. So I want to be able to deliver great caricatures to the customer and have a company hire me, to work for them. So I want to be your all around responsible guy, predictable, good caricatures, kind of like ACDC or ZZ Top. You know what you're getting. They don't change, they don't go off the chain. You know what you're getting. So that's kind of how I do it. All right. I don't think there's a lot more here, but I don't want to like give a lot of it away. I want you to go buy the book. But let me just see what I can find here. I don't know if there's much more that really piqued my interest. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple more. Again, I'm skipping around. There's a lot of pages in here I'm not showing, so I don't want any hate on them. I'm giving away the book. Go buy the book. Go buy the book. All you haters on here. All right, I'm sick of that. They think I'm giving away trade secrets. What the fuck? Okay. If that's what you're thinking, all right. You can find out how to do anything on YouTube. Fixing boilers, electric work, utility locating, drawing, painting, sewing. Or you can find any trade secret now. There you go. The reason I wanted to point this caricature out, I wonder if this is low. Is this low? She's a caricature artist. It kind of looks like her. I don't know if it is, though. No, I don't think it's her. The reason I want to point out this caricature is the hair. That hair would have screwed me up. Those braids that start and then end, that stuff trips me up. But Joe Bloom simplified it. So if you look at it, almost look like little insects, centipede, don't it? So that's how you handle that. And what I love about this is also the width. The widest part is her forehead, and it's at a slight 3/4 view. I tend to draw straight on. See, again, my work versus their work. What do you think? Is my work acceptable? I think it is. I think it's very acceptable. I think that's amazing. I think this works amazing. All right. Many, many pages left. I did want to show this one. Obviously, this is a reject snafu on the shirt. Wow, if you got a caricature like that, wow, I mean, you can't even tell where his chin is. Okay, I see what's going on here. This was a free demo to bring in business. Before we started, he told me that he would buy the drawing, but only if he likes it. Afterwards, he said he was going to punch me in the head. He didn't buy it. I work simple, Shamar says in the live comments. Good, good, Shamar. You know what? Simple is sometimes harder because drawing simple, you gotta be right. You gotta be correct. And I pull that quote from Keelan Parham, who wrote the book Caricatures. I've done videos on Keelan's book. So yeah, you can draw simple, but you gotta be correct because it could really not look like the person with one wrong move. But yeah, Shamar, I don't blame you. Yeah, I keep it simple too. Let me just see if there's one or two more in here that are worth a gander. Yeah, there's some great stuff in here, guys. Again, I'm not giving away this. I want you to go buy it. We're going to be wrapping this up here as Mrs. Cartoon Mark has some meatloaf going. Yeah, these are all not my favorite ones. Yeah, I love that face. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull one more out of here. Okay, yeah, I got one. I got two. All right, this is one I want to show. because he shows his process. What I love about this is the differences in these two kids' faces really complement each other. Okay, sweetie. The wide face here, the long face here. I'm being paged. Dinner is being served. Here's the art process. So there you go. Thank you guys for tuning in live. This is Rejects, the book, The Extreme Art of Retail Caricature by Joe Bloom. Go buy 10 copies. All right, go buy 10 copies and pass them out. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. This is Cartoon Mark. If you like it, click the like button, click the link in the description. Thank